Hello to everyone, distinguished speakers, distinguished guests. I'm very honored and happy to greet you here and to have the possibility to address this very honorable auditorium with my speech. I decided to speak today about education, girls' education, women's education, and its influence on women, on human rights generally, and what is very important, on the development of the country. Education is a fundamental human right, but I believe that girls' education is a strategic development power, which is very important. And therefore, education has strategic influence on the development of the country. As the human rights defender of this country, of course, I set priorities in my work. And one of these priorities is protection and promotion of women's rights through their empowerment. As part of my mission, I very often visit different regions of Armenia and villages. And of course, these visits are important because, and particularly those in far, including borderline villages, that give me a possibility to learn about local issues, to learn the real situation of the country and the human rights situation. And these visits they provide vast experience. And I can say now that these visits, of course, revealed problems and revealed cases of concern, cases that are a matter of concern. And these visits also provide the possibility to find the real solutions, to propose the tangible solutions, that best meet the needs of inhabitants where I visit. And of course, we can highlight the most challenging thing, probably one of the most challenging things. This is stereotype and stereotypic generally approach and mindset. What are stereotypes? These are, of course, overgeneralized beliefs about the role of certain category of people in the society. And stereotypes, I believe that they derive from lack of knowledge, or they are due to lack of knowledge, lack of information about certain category of people, their role, which, for example, in case of women, of course, I believe, and this is already my firm conviction, that they suppress potential of women. Stereotypes, I believe, they may cause, and they do cause, and justify violence against women. Stereotypes also distort development of the society at large. That is why I consider stereotypes challenges. And education, because they are due to, as I said already, due to lack of knowledge, information, and education. I decided also to take one example because my experience, being as the human rights defender, allowed me to reveal, to discover examples that clearly show how lack of knowledge can put a woman, or a young lady even, in a very difficult situation that could change even her destiny. For example, one day we had a case when a woman called on our hotline and informed that her relative, a young lady, about 20 years old, was taken to a psychiatric hospital and is being kept there against her will. Of course, I assigned my rapid reaction staff members group to conduct an immediate visit to that psychiatric hospital. And we conducted an interview with her, of course, with the staff of the psychiatric establishment. And the official proceedings, generally, the investigation revealed the following. This young lady had decided to commit a suicide. And she was a victim of domestic violence, but then at the very last moment, she changed her mind and she called the police. She called the police to seek their assistance. The police, of course, arrived. They took her to the police station. But the investigator, after the interview with her, when he learned that she has some psychological issues because she decided to commit suicide, no one knows why, probably again due to lack of knowledge, he called an emergency. The emergency arrived, and again, no one reasonably knows why, they took her to the psychiatric establishment without proper medical assessment. At the psychiatric establishment, she was asked, or even maybe she was forced to sign some document, some form, by where she gave, let's say, not properly understanding the real essence, where she signed the document by giving her consent on treatment. And of course, she was put on treatment, and the treatment started already. But then she later realized that she doesn't want to be here. I mean, this is not her place, because she considered herself a healthy person, and she started to demand, to require the staff of the psychiatric establishment to let her go. But of course, they didn't do it, because they already said that we have your formal consent, though again, they had their documented word that she needs to get released from that psychiatric establishment. And my staff, of course, we intervened and interfered, and she was released. And later, based on my report, criminal prosecution was launched. But this is a real case. This is a very important case to show. And by the way, later, just to make a small addition, later this young lady had to take from us a document, copy of our press release, to show to her family members that she does not have psychiatric problems, but this is that she was kept there illegally. So this is a clear example that shows the lack of knowledge, because she was kind of a victim of stable domestic violence case. And she never expressed her will because of lack of knowledge. She didn't know how to protect her rights. And this situation, or lack of knowledge, put her in this very problem situation that could even change the destiny. I mean, in terms of the future steps. So stereotypes are very dangerous, and our very important task is to raising awareness and raising knowledge about human rights, and generally about the role of women. We have the following stereotypes. Women, they can't earn money, they can't show economic activity, for example, because there are certain different reasons maybe provided, like because this may destroy families. For example, my activities, we very strongly believe that our society is based on strong family traditions and strong families. But if you have violence, if you have this kind of stereotypes, I don't think that you can expect strong families. That is why we started a huge project. Now we are working with remote regions of Armenia. We ask local government authorities or local self-government authorities to find women who are active, and we also use our own resources. We organize, let's say, trainings for them how to start a business. And we also invite their husbands to these meetings to show that our goal is to strengthen their wives and to show that if their wives become economically powerful, then it only will contribute to the strength of their families. And again, this is all about the education, lack of knowledge, because our experience also shows, an experience of this institution, that we have to do this kind of work starting from the very early possible stage, when we have still a girl who is waiting for the school or for preschool, so we have to start even from that very early age. You know, the problem, the interesting thing here is also because of why we have problems in solving these issues. Because we have stereotypes not only among our society members, like citizens, but also in the government authorities. We have many cases when local self-government authorities or people who are called to solve these issues, they are themselves, they are barriers of these stereotypes. That is why our office is also, for example, is organizing classes, or let's put it like trainings for state officials. And my staff is also always there, you know, to show that this is also our problem, our issue. And this is a nationwide question that I think is very important, and promoting women's rights is very crucial for the development of the country. And we even submitted the statistics. If you are following our activities, recently we've started a wide experience of disseminating short videos, awareness-raising short videos. And one of these videos is dedicated on the influence of education, women's rights, women's promotion, and on the economy of the country. The situation of the related to the economy, which is very important, and we have even there statistics which show that promotion is so important. And by the way, we are becoming already from a protective mandate to a promotion, also promoting this mandate, which is very important. Because of lack of knowledge and lack of education, we have, of course, issues related to, especially in the regions, related to accessibility, healthcare services, education, etc., and so forth. And here, when again coming closer to this, to the end of my topic and closer to the point of this topic, it is very crucial to use media, and especially for nowadays social media, for educating our people. I mean, it is very important, and I think all of us must admit that we need knowledge. We need real knowledge, and we need the exact knowledge in this contemporary world to address those challenges. I'm trying by my activities to conduct these activities by disseminating, let's say, short, again, these videos, awareness-raising videos. Very soon we will introduce a special application for iPhones and Android with the systems, smartphones, dedicated solely to awareness-raising activities. We will introduce very soon another chatbot, so-called tool, which you will be able to install in your Facebook messengers, and this will be an electronic legal consultant for the person to receive the real answer about their rights. And we think that it will make our lives easier and to easier protected. So overall, I think that women's rights promotion is very crucial. It's even sometimes very important than protection. I mean, going and protecting individual cases, but rather continue conducting preventive work, promotion work, to avoid this kind of similar situations in the future. And I'm convinced that education, again, as I stressed in the beginning of my intervention, that education is a strategic development power, and the same goes, and especially it goes for girls and of course for women, and definitely this is the factor that will contribute to strengthening the role of women in our society. Thank you.